Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at luxury beauty that is coming soon, and the information and photos here are thanks to Amit from Amit Beauty Talk. So I will leave her Instagram handle down below in the description box. Please give her a follow, and let's go ahead and start off with Dior. All right, so I'm excited to see that there are some things that I'm interested in. I feel like recently releases have been pretty lackluster. Sure, we've had a few gems here and there, but you know, for the most part, things haven't been as exciting the past few months as they have been the last few years. So I'm excited to see and hope that maybe that's changing a little bit. So we're starting off here with two new pressed powders from Dior. So these are going to have two different finishes. We have the Forever Nude Radiant Filter and Luminescent. This will have a shimmer finish, and the Forever Nude Matte Filter. So both of these are supposed to give you that soft, blurred effect. It's supposed to kind of make your skin look like an Instagram filter. And I'm interested in these. I'm more interested in the matte one versus the shimmer finish. It's hard to tell whether the shimmer finish, I mean, it says shimmer, so I would expect that there might be a little pieces of like glitter or something. But if it's not glittery and it's just more of that sheen, then I'm interested in it. So it's hard to tell at this point. We'll have to see when that comes out. But we also have new cream blushes. And these, again, soft filter finish. So we have 5 shades. And honestly, you know, we've got some really great cream blushes that have come out this year. I have really been enjoying the new Armani Radiant blushes. And honestly, for soft filter finish, the Addiction Tokyo that came out a few months back, those are incredible, as well as the new Sisley ones. The Sisley Velvet Cream Blush, though, unfortunately, beautiful finish, but only 3 shades. I'd love to see more shades. So I'm hoping that the Dior ones are going to be similar to the Addiction Tokyo or the Sisley. You know, I absolutely love those. I think they're pretty perfect, honestly. So I'm definitely interested in testing out some of these Dior products. I'm pretty excited. Nars is going to be releasing new highlighters. These are going to be pressed powder highlighters. We've got 5 different shades. You know, they look nice, but they don't look exciting. And honestly, on some of these arm swatches, the shimmer particles just look a little bit larger than what I'd like. They don't look necessarily as finely milled as what I'm looking for right now, based on what I already have in my collection. So I'll probably be passing on these, but they do look like they have some really beautiful shades. Lancome, it says they have already released the new Lippy Dull Juicy Treat Lip Gloss with 14 shades. I don't see them here in the US yet. Honestly, if these are basically juicy tubes in a different packaging, I'm not really very interested. Juicy tubes for me are always just a little bit too sticky. So I might pick one of these up at some point just to kind of test the formula. So if you're looking at this picture, the one that is, you know, on the end of the first row, that one there, that kind of fuchsia purpley shade, that's the one that I'm most interested in. So I might pick that one up just to test out the formula. But otherwise, honestly, there have been so many glosses. I'm getting a little glossed out right now. So yeah, I might get that one. Otherwise, I'm just going to pass on those for now. Nars has released their limited edition summer collection. We've got butterfly packaging. I actually, you know, kind of like this collection here. So we do have our light reflecting setting powder that we see like in every collection. You know, we've got a couple blushes. The Sex Fantasy Blush 905, that soft pink lavender. I'm interested in that. So I might actually pick that one up. And then the Eye Quad, I really like that lavender shade in there. But I don't know if I want all of those shades. So the eyeshadow palettes, and maybe let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're interested in that one. But I think it's that purple is really pretty. And honestly, it's really just that orangey shade that kind of bothers me in that palette for my coloring. So the other 3 shades I really like, but it's really that purple drawing me in. So let me know what you think. And we have a couple of lip oils in Twirl and Far Away, and they look really beautiful. Don't really need those though. So really, if I pick anything up, it's going to be that blush and potentially the eyeshadow quad. So let me know what you think. Westman Atelier has released new shades of their lipstick. This is their Lip Suede Matte Lipstick. And we've got some really pretty bright summer shades here. And I love the colors that they have released. I'm not a fan of the Westman Atelier lipstick personally, so I will be passing on these, but I do really like the colors that they brought out. Now we've got more Dior, and this is launching imminently. So the Sephora app should be receiving these products on the 21st. And so I'm expecting to see them anytime at Dior. They are loaded on the website, but still waiting list only. So we have the new Lip Glow Butters. These are supposed to be a high shine lip treatment, and it's described as the perfect balance between a balm and a gloss. And we've got 5 different shades. And I'm interested in picking up a few of these. So as I said, I'm kind of like lost out, but I'm always intrigued by a balm gloss mix. So I might pick up 1 or 2 of these. I don't want to go overboard, but there are some really pretty shades here. For me, I'm probably most interested in the Glaze Lavender, which has a shimmery finish. We also have some in a glossy finish. So I might pick up the Glaze Lavender, one of the glossy finishes. And that would either be Toffee or Black Cherry. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, those, they look gorgeous. And then we have the new Backstage Rosy Glow blushes, and these are also due out on the 21st. And we have 7 shades, and I'm going to pick up 1 or 2 of these, compare them to the previous formula, see how they are. Again, these are all pH activated colors, and I really want to try this Toffee blush. I'm always looking for like kind of that perfect peachy nude blush. And I feel like since the Chanel jersey has, changed with the blush formula over the years, and previously one of my favorites was one of the older By Terry blushes. So I've been looking for a comparable shade in their new lineup, which is coming up, by the way. Those blushes will be coming up in my next video. But I'm curious to see how this Toffee would work for that. So I definitely plan on getting the Toffee, and then I'll probably pick up another shade or 2. So let me know, if there are any shades in particular you're super interested in. We also have blush sticks. So the Backstage Rosy Glow Sticks. And I definitely want to try 1 or 2 of these as well. I was looking at these in the Toffee shade or possibly the Candy. I don't want to get all the products in the same color, so I'm still trying to pick and choose which color for which formula. But these are also due out on the 21st. They're supposed to be light reflecting, dewy glow finish. Again, they are going to be pH activating technology, which, sometimes can be successful and other times they all turn pink. So we'll see how these perform, but I'll pick up 1 or 2 of these. Guerlain is releasing a new summer hair care product. I still haven't tried their shampoo and conditioner, but thinking of trying that relatively soon. And this is going to be the Abeille Royale Scalp and Hair H-Bond treatment. It is a leave-in treatment. Again, we are going to have our honey infused scent for this, and honey is going to be part of the ingredients. So it says you can apply this to wet or dry hair, and I might try this one. I'm thinking about it. So I'm always looking for something, particularly during the summer with the humidity, that I can put in my hair that doesn't weigh it down, but reduces my frizz, because my hair gets so frizzy so quickly. Like it's pretty hard to manage without using a lot of product, and I hate using a ton of product in my hair. So I'm always looking for the perfect thing. So yeah, I might try this one. YSL is releasing 4 new eyeshadow palettes, and these are coming soon, but we don't have a specific date. And the very first palette in this picture, 720 Captivating Dunes, that one is calling my name. So it's got these gorgeous taupe shades. I'm sure I have all of these shades in other palettes, possibly a palette that is very similar to this one, but I gotta try this one. So I definitely want that one. I don't know whether I'll be picking up any of the other ones. 830 Unexplored Garden. I'm kind of interested in that one. It's hard to tell yet. It looks like there could be a little green in here, but some photos make it look like it's just golden brown. So if it's got more of that greenish hue, I will probably pick this one up as well. If it's really more just golden brown, I've got enough of those and I'll pass on that one. As I mentioned, the By Terry blushes will be in my next video. I'm actually wearing shade number 1 right now and just sort of testing out the formula. So I picked up the first 4 shades in this photo, and yeah, I really want to see how they compare to the older formula, because the By Terry terribly denseless blushes or whatever they were called. Those were some of my favorites. They've been discontinued for a few years now, and you know, I absolutely love those. I was kind of devastated. I was stockpiling a whole bunch of, you know, duplicates of those because they've been such a fantastic blush with, you know, not only just like great colors, but it's a really great formula. So I'm quite curious to see how those will hold up to the older version. And yeah, I can tell you though, the old version was in this heavy duty metal compact. It was weighty. This is going to be plastic. If you picked up the holiday highlighters, you've got the same type of packaging there. So yeah, we will take a look at those in the next video. Along with what's on my eyes, which is the Danessa Myricks. This is the liquid in Wanderlust, but I also have the new pastel palette. Now, one of the products I've been waiting for several months, it's been like a bright spot on the horizon for me, are the Prada highlighters. And they're finally due out on May 24th. And these are called the Prada Light Glowing Highlighter Powder. And it is supposed to be infused with micro pixel pearls for a radiant, refined finish. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Try saying that 20 times fast. And it's enriched with skin-loving squalane to smooth over time. We have 3 shades, champagne, pink, and deep. They're gonna be $90 each, so it's pretty hefty. I was thinking of picking up the champagne and the pink, but honestly, I don't know. I'll have to see when I can get some better photos here if I want to spend that much on 2 shades. Otherwise, if I decide to just get one, the pink is probably going to be my go-to. So we'll see. I feel like the promo photos here are a little, you know, like the coloring looks like it might be a little off to me. So I'll think about that one. Now, Rephr is currently going through their last ever store-wide sale. So this will be ending relatively soon. I haven't seen a date for when the sale will end yet, but what I wanted to bring up here is their foray into cosmetics and skincare. So they will still be making brushes and they'll still be offering new brushes, but they're going to be, you know, developing new skincare and cosmetics. And I don't know. We'll have to see how that comes out. I don't know. I can't say I'm super interested in that. So let me know your thoughts on that. I'm quite curious to see what everybody else thinks. I have used some of their skincare in the past that they've brought out like over time. And, you know, about half of it worked really well for me. Half of it didn't, but skincare is a very personal, individual thing. So there were some things I really like and some things not as much. And that was years ago. So they've had plenty of time to work on those things. So I feel like the skincare isn't a surprise. The cosmetics coming right now when I haven't seen any like prototypes or anything, that was a little bit of a surprise to me. I've always figured that they would end up going into the cosmetics arena at some point. I just didn't think it was going to be this soon. I kind of thought they'd come out with skincare and then cosmetics would be at a later date. So I was a little bit surprised on that. Hourglass has released the ambient lighting edit quads, and we have some quads with, you know, pre-selected colors that have returned or, you know, come out, and then we have some custom options. Now the custom options don't feature all shades that Hourglass has made. They retail for $78 US each, so they're pretty hefty price tags. I think they look nice. Honestly, I'm covered on my Hourglass powders with all of the holiday palettes, so I don't feel like I need any of these. But if you've been looking for, you know, if there's a particular shade that you've really been looking for, this is a great time to see if it's available in the custom so you get exactly what you want, especially if it's something you've hit pan on. The Westman Atelier lip pencils, we've already covered those in a video, so if you missed that, definitely check that one out. And then Merit is releasing a new tinted mineral sunscreen with SPF 45, and they did reach out and offered to send me this, so they will be sending me a couple of the shades of this sunscreen, so I will have that one up. It is supposed to release on May 22nd. Bobbi Brown has a new summer collection. It's already out in Germany. I have not seen it here in the US yet. It's called the Spring Sunkissed collection. And we have a lot of repeating or returning shades and products just with new limited edition packaging. So the highlighter is, no surprise, Pink Glow. We've got the bronzing powder in Golden Light, Natural, and Medium. And Essentials eyeshadow trios in Sunrise and Golden Hour. Honestly, I don't need any of these. I'll be passing on these. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Bobbi Brown, we've actually talked about this before. These are the new Pot Rouge Velvet Matte Cream Blushes. And these released at Sephora just in time for the Sephora sale. So I did pick up 1 or 2 of these. I just haven't had a chance to try those yet. So I will have those on my channel relatively soon. Nars again. We have a new limited edition light reflecting prismatic powder. The colors in here look really nice. I don't need any more powders, but if I'm like out and I happen to see it, I could end up picking this one up. This is going to be shade Aurora. It's described as a marbled set of cool pastels and champagne shimmers. So I kind of do want to try that one. Nars has also released 5 new shades of their Afterglow Lip Shine Gloss. Got some really pretty shades, but I'm passing on these. Oh, and Prada, another item from them are going to be the light glowing lip balms. And I'm still curious to see how these compare to the previously released lip balms. We do have kind of a pink belt around the tube now in these. These are due out in May, so there's no specific date here, but my guess would be the same date as the highlighters. This says it has a new formula. It combines moisturizing shine with ultra fine micro glitter to give off a delicate sparkle in 5 shades. So I'm definitely curious to see how these feel on the lips. The sparkle, you know, I may like that depending on, you know, whether it's gritty or not, but I did really like how the previous ones, you know, we had glitter-free options. So it would be, hopefully those other ones are not going away per se. Lancome has released a new Idole Cafe Crush Maxi palette. And this is released in some, or it's already available in other countries, but not here in the US yet. I think it's a really beautiful palette. To me, it speaks more fall, winter. So I like it, but I think, you know, if it came out right now, I'd be passing on it. If it came out in the fall, though, this is something I would have considered. So, yeah, right now it's not here in the US anyway. ESUM has released a new eyeshadow palette. It's already out. This is number 5, Transform, and it's beautiful, bright mattes. This is not something that, you know, works really well for me with my daily wear makeup. So it's something I'll be passing on, but I think the colors are gorgeous and they're fun. Definitely, you know, something to play around with. It retails for $80 US and it's already available. Hermes has released some new limited edition nail polishes for the summer. The 2 in the middle here of this photo, the kind of opalescent white and the lavender, those are the 2 I like the most, plus that mint green. Honestly, they're all beautiful shades, but I don't need these shades for the price points. I think Hermes nail polishes, they're nice, but I don't find the formulas necessarily be anything super special. You know, I like to have 1 or 2 shades in that formula that are really special, but for these more basic shades, I already have very similar or identical shades from other brands. So I'll be passing on them, but I do really like those. It can definitely be hard to resist, but you know, I already have stuff just like that. So I'm good. And the YSL highlighters, we talked about these in a previous video. Still waiting for them to come to the US, but they are out in other places. I do plan on trying these. Next, we have some information from Bikecom, and this is the next Addiction Tokyo collection. So this is pre-fall. And by the way, the summer collection, I did just finally receive my order today. So I will have those up in a video soon. I ordered all of the shades of the eyeshadows. I had reached out to them before to see if we were getting any of the other items from the summer collection so I could include them in my order, but it sounds like we aren't. So that will be it, but they do still have items available on their website. And this pre-fall collection is Fearless Brilliance. So that's the theme here. So I think the eyeshadow palette here, you know, the first time I saw it, I was like, but now I'm kind of into it. Kind of into this one for fall and how the colors will mix and blend together to make some new hues as well. So yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for that. We do have a couple of new eyebrow pencils, so 2 new shades that are limited edition. Honestly, I don't like it when brands do basic items like an eyebrow pencil in limited edition shades, you know, unless it's something like wild and wacky for fun. But when you have like regular shades limited edition, that annoys me. So I wish that those would just be the normal shades, just newly added to the line. And perhaps the information here is wrong because it does go through a translation app. So you never really know for sure until it comes, but it is labeled limited edition at this time. Same thing with the eyebrow mascara, which is your brow gel. So we also have 2 new shades of the lip serum tint, and I really like the lip serum tints. These are due out in Japan July 4th, so I'm not sure when they're going to come to the US. For the lip tints, I like the nude pink, so that's the one that I'm interested in. So I hope this has been helpful so you can kind of get an idea on what you might be interested in the future, if anything. And thank you again to Amit and Bikey.com for all the photos and information featured here today. And I'll leave the links down below in the description box. I'm happy to see that there are some items that I'm actually truly excited about, you know, and as well as some things that I'm like, I can save my money on that. So it's always nice when there's a balance there. So definitely looking forward to some of the new items coming out. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very soon.